Okay, Jesus fucking Christ, Colin. Waiting for you for like 15 minutes. I started recording. There he is.
Hello?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey,
You
am I late?
you finally ready to record the podcast?
I've been ready. I was just showing up fashionably late as always.
Yeah, emphasis on the fashionably, I guess. With that
Damn
kind of
right.
entrance, you know. Um, well, do you want to introduce yourselves to the people?
Oh, I'm Colin.
And I'm Mike. I didn't say that. That would be good if I said that. But you're watching BrokeN Boys right here on Disney Channel. And stay tuned for our reviews of American football. Legendary Illinoisan math rock emo band. Yeah, we'll talk more about
Hell yeah.
them as the episode goes on. How was your week, Colin? Oh, it's also episode 215.
It is.
How was your week?
Week was alright. Been working, I got a nice schedule of what would have been 6 days in a row if I didn't get my shift covered on Saturday last week. But it was just 5. Well, 5 and like a quarter because somebody took like 5 hours out of my 8-hour shift yesterday. So, and I was gonna call off for the last 3 hours, but I was like, but I hate calling off. It gives me crazy anxiety. I can't even listen to people call off. Like, it makes me nervous. So I just, I sucked it up and I went in, and wasn't the worst 3 hours of my life, but it could have been better if I was here instead. But otherwise, work's been fine. We got more stock of the Minecraft meals, and then we ran out of them very quickly, and now I don't think we're getting any more.
Yeah,
so.
more chicken jock stock.
Chicken jockey, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. but just been working. Like I said, hasn't been like the worst work week. It's just been a lot of being there because my lovely GM, really knows how to fucking make a schedule. I'll tell you what.
They usually do.
But oh yeah. But on Saturday last week, me and Max went with our friends Ricky and his girlfriend Ashley to go see a Minecraft movie. And it was a different theater than I usually go to. I usually go to an AMC that's down here, but we went to a different one that has recliners, and it was nice. But I saw many videos of like how people were reacting to all the meme lines, especially Chicken Jockey, and I was, I didn't. It was before all like the crazy ones with the popcorn flying all over the place, but it was just like people cheering and stuff, and I was kind of looking forward to that because that's a little silly. But our theater was completely silent for most of it, which I'm not mad at either. It's a movie.
Yeah.
Movie was bad though.
It sure is a movie. You are right about that.
It is a movie. And
a Minecraft movie. Sorry.
But it was there were some funny moments, but mostly it was just bad, very poorly written, and very just like fast. The story moved on really fast, and the best part of it was probably the Jason Momoa and Steve moments. I think Garrett the Guardman Garrison had some funny screams in there.
Yeah.
there was a lot of sexual tension between the two that I wasn't expecting.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm glad it was there.
Not complaining.
No, no. It referenced a little tribute to Technoblade in there.
Mm-hmm.
Little Dan TDM was there.
He
Um,
was.
in the when Garrett the Garbage Man Garrison is buying he's buying the storage unit. He's one of the auctioneer, one of
Oh,
the people
really?
that are,
Oh, what the fuck?
yeah.
I didn't even notice him.
But um, I missed the Technoblade tribute because I was in the bathroom. But
Mm.
it was.
How
I'll say
dare you go piss during a cinema experience?
I'm
Once in
sorry.
a lifetime.
I missed the crush and loaf bit. I missed
Yeah.
the part where Jennifer Coolidge hit the villager with her car.
Mm.
Like, man,
Did you
I
see the
miss
Did you
I
see the other
miss.
part where she, hit the villager? If you get my,
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you,
I did.
yeah,
I did see that part.
yeah.
Um, I for some reason I had to pee right after I got back from peeing, but I was like, you know what? I'll hold it and I'll just wait.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
That sounds like
and
a
I didn't
medical issue.
maybe, but I didn't want to miss a single other moment. I
Uh-huh.
just probably just get all the piss out of my balls. It was a
Yeah.
lot of I
You
I
stopped
drank a
half.
lot.
You stopped halfway through. You're like, "What am I doing?" Rush back.
I gotta get back for chicken jacket.
Yeah.
Um, but um, but yeah, that was bad. And then we went back to Ricky Ashley's and played some board games, which was fun. And um, I worked and worked and worked, and I watched the season finale of The Pit last night,
Mhm.
which was very good. Um, but there was a surprising cast fact that I found out
Mhm.
the other night, which was that one of the doctors, she plays Dr. King in the show. She's the daughter of Bryan Cranston.
Oh shit. Oh,
Yeah.
I actually know that. I think I know that actress because I think she was in Breaking Bad, like for like a brief moment as well.
Mm.
Yeah,
But
but that's
I
cool.
was, yeah, I found that out. I was like, holy shit! And she's one of the best characters on the show, and
Makes sense.
uh, yeah, it's just nepo babies rise up.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but um, but yeah, that was a very good season finale. I got to wait till January for the next season.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but that's okay. I can wait as long as it's good as the first one. Um, and then my roommate with the cat, Connor, he
Sorry, that's just a great way to describe your roommate.
he got a new job, which is in like Aurora, and
Uh-huh.
he has to make a commute if he wants
Yeah.
to stay down here the entire time. So he's staying up with his family, but he's gonna come back on the weekends, which means that for the last few weeks of him living here, I get to watch Losi, his cat.
Oh my gosh.
Um, and yeah, I've just been feeding her, giving her a little bit of attention. She's been very affectionate when
Mm-hmm.
he's not here, which is like it's different from when he is, because usually she's just like, get the fuck away from me.
Right.
But yesterday I was listening to the last American football album. I was just sitting on the couch, and she was just headbutting my hand and like sitting on me and everything. I was like, oh my
Aw.
god, I love cats.
Yeah. I love when the cats actually love me.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is a great feeling.
But yeah, it is. But she sheds like a motherfucker though.
Ooh.
Like her hair got everywhere. I was sitting there petting her while on my phone, and I had to blow the hair off of my phone like 5 times in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It was fucking crazy. But she was being sweet. But it is funny because she usually, when Connor is here, she usually eats breakfast at like 3 in the morning. So and I've been like, no, not doing that. So I'll get up at like 8 or 9, and I'll go
Mm-hmm.
walk out, and she's just like,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll feed you, okay. And she just like screams at me until I put the food in her bowl. And then I go to fill up her water bowl, and she like follows me to the sink. I'm like, go eat your fucking food. You were
Mm.
yelling at me just a second ago. Um, But she's sweet. I love that cat. I'm gonna miss her and her owner.
Yeah.
Um, but and then another thing at work was one of our managers it quit. He's just up and he's gone because he's not like the best guy, but he does his job and he does it fine. There's some things he could do better, but he was treated like absolute fucking garbage trash since he
Mm-hmm.
became a manager by every other fucking manager in the store. And like I understand that he didn't do the best job a lot of the time, but he did what was necessary, and a lot of managers don't even do that. Um, and so what caused him to just fucking up and quit was the fact that he got scheduled on a Wednesday, which he never works Tuesdays or Wednesdays. This is his availability. He doesn't work Tuesdays or Wednesdays. Um, but he was scheduled Wednesday, and he didn't know about it. Because he never works them, so he didn't think to check.
Yeah.
And he was just it was like 3:10 or so, and I looked at my other manager. I was like, "How much you want to bet he doesn't realize he has to work today?" Um, she's like, "I don't know," and then she called him, and lo and behold, he didn't know. But he was like, "I guess I'll be there."
Mm-hmm.
Um, but the last day off he had was last Wednesday, so he was scheduled a nice 6 days in a row, uh, which our dear GM has been doing to many people, including me and my
Yeah. Right.
uh, and our other coworker, which super cool.
Awesome, man.
Um, and due to that and being treated like absolute shit, he just decided, I'm not coming back, and um, he's not going to say anything to the GM. He's just not going to show up again. And I think that he kind of expected that because he had to. When I got there yesterday, the GM had to come in and be the manager for 8 hours when James was supposed to. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, you know what, power move.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean,
but
yeah, you don't usually. I mean, I've seen it said before, and it's something I do agree with. A 2 weeks is like a nice thing to do, but you're not
yeah,
obligated to do that.
no, no,
Yeah.
not at all. Like when I worked at Portillo's, I did quit prematurely when I should have waited a little while longer, but
Mm-hmm.
I got the job at Jewel, and the next day I worked, I was like, "Hey man, this is my last day." At the end of my shift, and one of my managers was like, "Hey man, you couldn't give us a notice," and I was like, "No."
I no, you should have been like, I could have. That's the answer to that one.
Yeah. But yeah, Portillo's was a bad place to work. That was not fun.
Yeah.
But neither was Jewel a lot of the time, but I do miss it sometimes.
Yeah.
Um,
At least you could, I think, from how you've described it at Jewel, you could be a little bit more personable with your coworkers, at least.
oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was also hard to be personable with my coworkers at Portillo's because most of them were Hispanic and just spoke
Right.
mostly Spanish.
That's right. Yeah.
Um, but there were some people.
You took 2 years of Spanish, Colin.
Yeah, I know. And
Carlos.
yeah, I could have been Cristobal. I
Yeah.
wish Barry was out at
Yeah.
the time, but um, but I am a little better at understanding and speaking Spanish now that I've worked
Yeah.
with Hispanic coworkers for so long at this point. Um, and maybe some of the Spanish class in college and
Yeah.
in high school helped a little bit, as well as a little bit of Duolingo as well. But
Mm-hmm.
um, you
Shout out
know,
duo.
uh, Duolingo, love
Mm-hmm.
that. Um, but then also on Tuesday, before James quit, our GM, came up to me and my coworker, and we were two people that were, looking into becoming managers and starting that process soon. And he comes up to us and he was like, um, "So, would you guys still want to be managers if you weren't allowed to work the same shifts as your girlfriends?"
Mm.
And Max heard that, and she was like, "But what about our other manager and his girlfriend?
Oh.
Like they worked the same shifts." And our GM was like, well, he's not working here anymore.
Mm.
Um, which, doesn't answer the question.
Yeah.
And it's stupid. And I had already been leaning off of becoming manager because I'm stressed working there as it is.
Yeah.
And while the money is nice, it would be nice. I don't want to be treated like trash garbage by
Hmm.
our GM.
Any more than you
Um,
already are.
right. And while there are things that I can do as a manager that I can't as just a normal employee, it's not worth this extra added stress of anything.
Yeah.
Um, and that was just like the cherry on top. I was like, you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah.
No. And my coworker was also like pissed, and we were just like venting about the fact that like, uh, there's so much fucked up shit that happens here, and nothing gets dealt with. There's like creepy coworkers and
Hmm.
a bunch of weird shit that happens, and nobody takes it seriously. Nobody gets in trouble for it. Nothing gets done. Um, and like but you got a bunch of the GM has a lot of family that works at the restaurant, and he works with them, and the family works with each other all the time, which is also a thing that isn't supposed to be happening.
Right.
um so that's another fucking point of hypocrisy. um and it's just like rule bending when it comes to things that he actually cares about.
Hmm.
um but I was just like, and he was like, "You don't have to give me an answer right now," and I haven't yet. But I'm just gonna tell him fuck no. But
Yeah.
really, we are cooked when it comes to managers at this point because James left. Our other manager is graduating, and her
Mm.
last day is in like a week from Tuesday.
Oh God.
Um, yeah, and so then we'll have
Is it really? Oh wait, it
GM.
is graduation time already. Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Getting there, yeah. We'll have the GM, and we'll have one, two, three, I think four managers, maybe five.
Uh-huh.
Um, which it sounds like a good amount of managers, but it's not enough. Um, oh, and then we're also losing another manager because she doesn't want to work there anymore.
Mm.
So we're cooked.
Yeah.
But when it comes, I do want to look for something new in the summer, but
Right.
we'll see.
Yeah.
Um,
Things should probably be opening
but
up, with graduation
yeah,
and stuff like that. So yeah.
very true. But other than work, again, I also watched the second to last episode of Daredevil, which was really good. I've been listening to a lot of Joe and Black Country New Road this
Mm-hmm.
week. Lots of those both, and I also listen to American football, which we'll talk about.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's mostly my week. How was yours?
Week was fine. I mean, I don't got any work stories. Same old over here. A little too much content consumption, and not enough jobs getting back. um,
Hmm.
love it. So great. But yeah. I mean, watched a few things this week. Well, I mean, I didn't really like do much besides going to the Minecraft movie, which I will get into. But just doing same old a little bit. Watched a few things. Watched right before the podcast. I watched the movie Fury,
Hmm.
the
Good
World
one.
War II movie. Yeah, it was good. I wouldn't say it was like, I don't know. I was kind of expecting a little bit more out of it, but I thought all the actors did very well in there.
Hmm.
John Bernthal, that guy's
Oh yeah.
that guy's insane. He just
Hmm.
he goes off on every role he gets.
He does.
He does. And Percy Jackson was seen in a very new light in that movie. But um, yeah, no, it was a good movie. I liked it. But something that I did like a lot this week was I watched a mini series on Netflix called Adolescence. I'm not sure if you've been hearing about that. It's kind of big at the moment. Um, but it's basically this British crime drama that's takes place over 4 episodes, and each of the episodes are all like a single like continuous shot. Like
Hmm.
it's not like a CGI blending of shots type stuff going on. It's all one shot. So like the whole thing almost feels like a screenplay in a certain way. Um, and that part sounds kind of gimmicky of it, and that's kind of what I thought at first too. But I was seeing a lot of people like actually talking about it and like really enjoying it, so I watched it, and yeah, it's really fucking good. The main like dad and the main kid in the show in particular are like absolutely insane. Like for that level of acting, when like, you know, you've been filming for an hour straight and an episode ends and you're like, damn, they're still putting in all of it. Like it's I don't know, it's very talented team on that show, and it tells a really nice, like realistic, and I would say even a little bit nuanced story of some just like, you know, a like a realistic crime, you know. It's really good. I would recommend it. Enjoyed it quite a bit. Despite them having, they kind of have one of the funnier types of British accents throughout. I don't remember where they were, but it's kind of like, oh, but you don't do it, yeah, or whatever, you know, kind of like that inflection. I don't know how to. I don't even think I was saying words there. But you know,
Yeah, it didn't sound like it, but
yeah,
that's what most British people sound like. So.
Exactly. You get the inflection. But yeah, very good show. Would recommend that. Adolescence. And yeah, went to see the Minecraft movie on Saturday. Woo! And I had not been seeing any of the, well, because I'm not on TikTok. I haven't seen any of the memes. I mean, besides like the ones in the trailer, of course, and like Chicken Jockey, of course, him. But yeah, that was probably a bottom one movie experience, theater experience for me. I was man, like we were waiting in line, and like, you know, there were some people who were like things weren't wrong with it. Like there was like a group of like four guys who were dressed as like Minecraft Steve, you know, the light blue
Right.
polo and the dark blue jeans or whatever. And that like things like that were kind of funny, but then like there were just, we got there a little early, and like there was like a whole line waiting outside the theater and like being obnoxious already, and I was just like, this is about to be the worst movie going experience of my life. And I went there with my neighbors, just the kids. Oh my god, we went there with their stepdad. I think he actually would have screamed at them mid movie, which would have been kind of entertaining. But anyways,
Right.
we got in there, and like, you know, the AMC movie trailer with like, I don't know her name, but the iconic one with the actress in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that like started playing, and like they were like cheering and clapping at that, and I was like, oh my god, the movie hasn't even fucking started, dude. And we're doing this. Basically every single line that was in the trailer got thunderous cheers and claps. Like just like you could, I don't even think I could hear the movie over it, like if I even
Wow.
tried. Um and like you know, it was a shitty ass movie. Like, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. But like that's still just like so fucking annoying. And then, like there were like parents and stuff in there with like really young kids who were going to see the movie as well. Um
Yeah.
and doing that is one thing. Another thing is the throwing of food. You know, really, really didn't put the pieces together when we because like we like my friend who scheduled the tickets or whatever like 2 weeks ago. He was like the second person to get seats in there. So like we didn't really think ahead too much of going to a meme movie 9:30 on a Saturday night in a
Yeah.
kind of a well-off area, and we didn't really think about the consequences of who may show up to a event such as that. And it was just a lot of obnoxious teenage boys with mommy and daddy's money to throw around. So like there was one moment where like something hit me and I wasn't sure what it was. I think I figured out that it was a Sour Patch Kid. And I was like,
Oh.
what the fuck was that? But then, you know, when Chicken Jockey happened, that's when people were throwing, you know, half full popcorn buckets.
Jesus
And we
Christ,
were
dude.
in the perfect spot where those buckets were hitting us. Like,
Oh my
actually.
God.
And yeah, it's just it's fucking obnoxious. It. I mean, I don't know. I guess I don't know how it looked from above, but like it wasn't as bad as like some of the memes I've seen, which are fucking awful, by the way, of like
Yeah.
people, like literally trashing the entire theater pretty much.
Mhm.
But that still was like a waste of food and a waste of money even. And also for the fucking people gotta clean that shit up too. It's just
Yeah.
annoying and aggravating. And like I don't know, I've never felt older than I did in that moment. Just like the screaming and shouting is one thing. I can excuse that as like, okay, people younger than me are finding this funny, whatever. It's annoying to me, but whatever. But when you're like
Uh,
actively hindering uh, a space that you are not going to clean up, you're not even going to give a thought of cleaning that shit up. Like that's where it's different for me. Um, and even I was making chicken jockey memes on the way to the movie, and now whenever I think of chicken jockey, I think of getting hit with popcorn buckets. So
you got PTSD. You
a
got
little
chicken jockey
bit,
PTSD.
yeah, a little bit. And every time you join a call, I want to kill you. No, I'm kidding. No. But yeah, on top of all that, the movie fucking sucked. And the
Yeah.
funniest thing about it to me and Daniel, because we were sitting next to each other, is that they were trying to say that the movie was in Idaho when it was very, very, very clearly in New Zealand. Um, and that was really funny to us. Like one of the first opening shots of like the real world or whatever is like Garrett driving on like a countryside road, and like
Yeah.
immediately we were like, are those New Zealand bollards? And then we're like, wait, why is he driving on the right side of the road? And then like we saw like it was fucking Idaho. We're like, oh, that's hilarious. That was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fucking Shire was in the background, like the
Yeah,
hobbits are walking around.
pretty much, man. Frodo was there and everything. But yeah, Technoblade tribute, that was kind of cool. Another thing I wanted to say is like the movie had been out for like 24 hours and people were like doing these new memes that weren't in the trailers. Like they knew like all the fucking words to the Steve chicken lava song or whatever the fuck. Like they knew
Yeah.
that within 24 hours and were singing it in the theater. And like I was like, what the hell is
The power of TikTok, man.
the yeah, the power is one way to put it. But um yeah, not the highlight of the week, but also
Yeah.
in a way kind of a highlight of the week because nothing else fucking happened with me. um, but yeah, there was that, and I listened to American football. And I listened to the Downward Spiral by Nine Inch Nails.
Wow.
Listen to that this week. That's an iconic album. And that was very good. I enjoyed that a lot. The production was a lot more like I guess like uh creative and immersive than I was expecting. Um,
Hmm.
and I was feeling mentally well, so I listened to it. It wasn't like a I'm feeling bad, so I'm listening to this shit. But no,
Yeah.
I was thinking about not Closer. What the fuck is the name of the what Hurt? No, is it called Hurt? Why am I blanking right
Hurt?
now? Yeah, I
The
think
yeah. The
yeah,
one that Johnny Cash covered?
yeah. That's just called Hurt. Closer's
Yeah.
another song on the album. That's why I was thinking of Closer. Yeah. But I was like thinking of Hurt like earlier this week, and I was like, damn, that's a good ass song. And I was like, you know what?
That is
Let's go for it. And yeah, no, it's that was like a perfect like put on headphones and just immerse yourself into. I mean, it's dark. It's not necessarily a happy album, but very great attention to detail and like production styles on there that like I was
mhm.
not expecting. I very much enjoyed that. But yeah, so much so that then my friends were like asking to play Fortnite in the middle of it. And I was like, I'm good. I'm locked in. I need to keep listening to this. But
I'm locked in, if you will.
what I missed the pun there. Whatever you said.
Nin. Locked
Oh,
in.
locked nin. Yes. Yeah, exactly. um, but yeah, that was pretty much my week. Not really
Yeah.
too much to discuss
Had you
there.
already Had you already listened to the top album for album of the year this week, or did you
Oh
forget to do
yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah. The top album this week was Black Country New Road.
Ah, yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
very close behind it was that Jane Remover album, which I also
Oh,
think I
yeah, I've
want to
heard good
check.
things.
Yeah, I want to check that one out. There was a lot of people liking that one. Um, but yeah, yeah. Forever How Long was the most. So I already listened to that. Believe me, listen to that. And that one has even grown. I mean, some of those the tracks that I wasn't feeling as much last week, I guess. Specifically like Socks and Salem Sisters,
Yeah,
very
me too.
good. But yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, I do have some music news here, not for me,
Mhm.
but for other stuff. There were a couple singles that I missed last week, but that I got around to this week, with some notable things. For one, Pink Pantheress. You know who Pink Pantheress is, right?
Mhm. Yeah,
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 yeah. She had the song with Ice Spice, "The Boy's a Liar," but wasn't the Ice Spice part. Um, um, she's had some good stuff. But I listened to a new track from her, which I don't even remember the name of right now. I probably should pull it up just to see. And it was pretty good. I enjoyed her last album and this track, which is called. Oh my God! Why is it not just like right here? Tonight, it's called Tonight, was pretty decent. But I looked at it on album of the year just to see what other people were thinking about it as well, and I got met with something I was not expecting. In in the writers section, I
yeah.
saw Brendan Urie, um, Ryan Ross, Spencer Smith,
Well,
and John
huh?
Walker, and I was like, "What the fuck? Wait, what? What is going on?" And no one like in the comments was like mentioning. I mean, they were mentioning it, but they were like Brendan Urie writing in 2025, and I was like, "What the hell is going on?" Um, but then I re-listened to the song. I was like, "Was there a sample I missed?" And like it opens up with how if you I'm pretty odd. There's the song "Do You Know What I'm Seeing." Towards the beginning, there's
Mhm.
like some nice like strings and like bird chirpings that open up that song, and she sampled that beginning of the song basically at the beginning of her
Uh,
song. But then I realized like through the chorus too, like it has like those high strings in like a really cool atmospheric way. But
oh,
I, I thought that was pretty cool. But also, it was like a flashbang just seeing Brendan Urie in a writer section.
yeah.
I was like,
Especially
what?
with the Ryan Ross right next to him. Like, what the heck?
Right? Yeah,
That's
that too.
what year is it?
I was like, this has to be a sample. There's no fucking way. um, but sampling pretty odd though. That's pretty fucking based. And like kind
Yeah,
of
it
a
is.
I don't know if deep cut's the right word because it's the fourth song on the album, but like kind of a deep cut as well.
Yeah, not one that gets referenced.
Right, yeah. Um but that's pretty cool. Um and then Miley Cyrus also, I'm not sure if you've heard about this. She released a
Mm.
song called Something Beautiful. Yeah, Something Beautiful. That's like actually really fucking good. Like unironically really really good and like
Well,
experimental and like fits her sound very well. Um and I highly recommend checking it out. I guess I don't want to say too much about it. I was gonna choose it as song of the week this week, but then I'm like, artist analysis. So can't quite do that. But I would recommend checking out that track, Something Beautiful. I didn't really her other single, End of the World. I didn't really like that one. That one felt a little bit more like the weekend writing flowers, but Something Beautiful though, that was a fucking banger of a track. That's really really good and impressed me a lot. So shout out to that. And then we also got a release from the boys, not the TV show, but the one that's in Colin's profile picture.
oh
Um,
yeah.
oh yeah, we got a little surprise demo version of the song "Doubt" from 21 Pilots, getting officially released. Like
Yeah.
yesterday, 2 days ago. Yeah,
A couple days ago,
a
yeah.
couple days ago.
They re- they released it due to the popularity of it's being used as a sound on TikTok.
Yeah, I didn't
Uh,
even know it was being used on TikTok like that, but
I didn't either, to be honest. I didn't hear it
oh
at all. So,
well.
but I'm
um
not mad about it.
yeah, they initially, the reason people even had this demo version or like a snippet of it was because in their Vessel anniversary stream they did a couple years ago, um they you know, Tyler played a little bit of the demo version of Doubt, and like it was like, oh, I wish we did it like this on the actual album or whatever. And then I guess that got big on TikTok, I guess, and now they released the full version of the demo version with Paul Meany touching it up apparently. Um,
Yeah.
and I don't know. I think it's good. I think it's an interesting look into like an early version of one of their songs. I was gonna say we've never really seen that before, but that is what like half of Vessel is in some ways.
Yeah.
But you know, it's interesting hearing that I guess from the Blurry Face era, and just like I don't know, there's a lot of ideas, especially towards the end. There's like some rhythmic switch ups and stuff that are really cool. That you know, I don't know. I enjoyed it. I liked it. What do you think?
Yeah, yeah, I thought it was cool. I think it's. I've never been like a big lover of Doubt. It's never been one of my favorites off Blurry
Mhm.
Face, but um, you know, I think it's good. And that I like the album cover for it with the cool skull mask and the
Yeah.
callbacks to Blurry Face. Like, um, and on top of that, with them doing it at shows, they've been
Yeah.
adding in some new lore and things, or just um, like keeping it ongoing, I guess. Like uh, Blurry Face seems to be taking over a bit more.
Hmm.
There are like blue lights, and if you know 21 Pilots lore, that blue is the sign of the giving up or whatever.
Defeats, I think, is what
Um,
they said. Yeah.
Defeat, yeah.
Yeah.
There was like a moment where I guess Tyler uh, like hesitated in taking the Clancy jacket when the Torchbearer meets with him. Uh, they added the like alien skeleton key decal on Josh's drum riser.
Nice.
Um, uh, and just like yeah, but they also Tyler in this EU tour, he's been sporting a black shirt with the picture stuff that he's been doing for this tour, as well as
Hmm.
like black sleeves more. So it's a good look, but it, you know, could be stuff leading into whatever might happen towards the end, or if the
Yeah.
story finishes this year, we'll see. But
Could be lore.
um,
We'll see.
could be lower. Um, but yeah, that's cool. I like it. I like the skull mask. So
Yeah. Yeah. The auto tune's a little rough on it, but I think it's also
yeah,
with it being a demo, I honestly really don't mind. It's
no.
not like Trees, regional best auto
Oh
tune
god.
levels. But yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Um yeah. And then last bit of music news I have here. I'm not sure if you have more, but King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, if you will, announced that they are releasing their next record on April 15th, which is a few days from today, called Phantom Island. And the reason I'm mentioning this is because I saw it's going to be an orchestral record, and
Oh.
they had like a little snippet of it when they were teasing it, and like holy this might be my shit. this, this is good,
I'm
this sound.
interested too.
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah. It kind of sounds like, I mean, you have no idea where the hell they're gonna go, but it feels like it's baroque pop ish, like Okay Human, Pretty Odd Again ish, something in that vein, and I am so down for that. Yeah. But
Yeah. Yeah, that's very cool. I did not know about that.
yeah.
But the last piece of music news that I have written down. Well, there's another thing that it's also the My Chemical Romance is releasing like a deluxe of Three Cheers for Sweet Revenge for its anniversary or something.
No, okay.
Which is cool. Cool vinyl looking. Uh, but you know, and then also last thing I have written down, which is like the wildest headline I would ever think to read is Weezer bassist's wife shot at LA shot at LA police during manhunt.
Yeah.
Um,
I actually
yeah,
saw that too. I forgot to write that down. That was a wild headline to read. Yeah.
yeah. So she was shot. She got shot and she was arrested for attempted murder.
Yeah.
Um, which is fucking wild.
Yeah, the
Um,
details aren't really clear on it, at least from what I was seeing. Um,
yeah.
yeah.
Um, yeah. I don't like I said. with the details not being clear, and also I haven't really read up on it. I just thought that the fucking uh, that was wild to read, but
Yeah,
that's music.
that's music news. I think that'll be an interesting thing to put on their Coachella set list coming up very soon. Um, an interesting stress for the band probably. But you know.
What's with these homies shooting my girl?
Yeah,
Um,
these
but
piggies. Yeah.
you know, I guess it's also music, but Sabrina Carpenter is in Fortnite
Oh
now for
yeah.
the festival. Um, New festival season, Sabrina Carpenter, and actually her skin is like probably the most accurate like artist skin we've gotten. I feel
Yeah,
like
I always felt like the weekends look pretty good. But
it does.
hers is pretty close though. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but I was playing some of the songs on festival last night, and I haven't revisited the album since I listened to it, and I, you know, like I said, I wasn't huge on it.
Mm,
Um, but you know, I was playing Juno last night, and that song kind of goes hard. It's kind of a good song.
yeah.
Um, but you know, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah. What? What? One other thing I wanted to mention here is one of my friends said like, oh, why does she look so like plasticky? Like she looks like a doll or something. I was like, that's just kind of how Sabrina Carpenter looks.
yeah,
Like it's actually pretty accurate. Um,
yeah,
no
yeah,
hate,
she does.
obviously, but that's
No.
that's the look she's go for. So.
Huh. But also like the fucking festival pass skin's name is like Baby Doll Sabrina or something.
Oh
So
yeah,
you know, there's also that.
yeah.
But in other like media news and stuff, The Last of Us season 2 starts on Sunday,
Yes.
which very excited for. And I've seen a lot of people. As the season gets closer, the more people become more vocal about why didn't they recast for season 2? You're telling me
Yeah.
I have to believe this shit? Um, you have to believe that she's 5 years older, and um, but it's like, grow the fuck up, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you saw how good she was last season. We've talked about it multiple times. Like that, she's Ellie, bro.
Yeah.
Um, and a lot of I saw a few takes that was like, you know, I think that um, this like the sexualization of Ellie across media and stuff has really made people forget that she's just like a loser lesbian.
Yeah.
Um, and like she's not like a fucking dommy mommy. She's
Right.
just
Right.
fucking out there in the zombie apocalypse. Like it's gonna be good. I'm very excited for it. And you know, if the haters don't want to watch, then more for me, I guess.
Yeah.
But
Well, actually, I don't really
season
think that gives more to you when they don't watch. I'll just that's not how shows work.
more enjoyment, I guess. I
I don't know. Maybe.
um, uh, but also season 3 was greenlit and confirmed to be happening to come out, which, you know, surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
But a new season of Marvel Rivals started today as well,
Nice.
which comes with a new Gooner skin for a new character, Emma Frost, who was in Fortnite a
Oh
couple
yes.
seasons ago. But damn, they made her thick as hell. Like they gave her huge thighs
Uh-huh.
and huge boobs.
Wow.
Which, you know, she's a very sexualized character in the comics and stuff, and she's very like sexualized in like a empowerment kind of way.
Yeah.
Um, and you know, people just complaining about like the fact that women seem to be over sexualized and things in the game, and it's like, you know, I can kind of see where they're coming from, but also it's like games have been doing this for years and forever.
That doesn't exactly make it right.
It doesn't make it right, but you know, it's like you know, they give the male characters some slutty outfits too. Like Black
Mm.
Panther has one, Namor has a bulge for his Black Panther Wakanda Forever skin.
Wow.
Like, you know, and Venom's sick as fuck, and he has a twerking emote. So I I don't know what to tell you.
That guy's hot as fuck.
And he is, um,
Love the French,
but you
that
know,
guy.
oh fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Um, And then Adventure Time is also being added to Fortnite, which is cool.
Yeah.
I got you got four skins: Finn,
You
Jake,
got
Bubblegum,
what?
and Marceline. Four skins. They got four skins. I know I don't, but uh, but that's cool.
Mhm.
With the death of Multiverses, the WB fighting game, comes the ability for skins like this to be added to Fortnite and other media. So that's cool. I'd be super into like skins for like Ben 10 or
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
regular show and stuff. Like
Oh,
there's
regular show would go so hard.
it would go fucking insane.
Yeah.
Uh, but that's cool. And then also in like movie world, Robert Robert Pattinson's being rumored to being eyed for the villain role in Dune 3,
Oh.
uh, which is cool. Uh, but that would, which means like, I think they're filming Dune 3 in the summer and then Batman 2 in the winter, um, which is like hey, but I like Robert Pattinson a lot and I wouldn't mind seeing him in Dune,
Yeah.
uh, but that's cool.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, but that's I think that's all I got written down.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Um, I guess do you have any world news or anything before we go into uh
Uh, well, I mean,
personalities?
there was just the fallout of Trump's tariffs and things.
Yeah.
He, I think everybody's tariffs are on pause except for China at the moment because China retaliated,
Mm.
uh, and Trump just raised the tariff more for them. So just starting that war off fun. That's cool, awesome,
Yep.
love that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the stock market's continuing to crash. People are nervous, taking their money out. A recession might be coming, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but with a recession comes, as it did in 2007, comes Phineas and Ferb. Phineas and Ferb is coming back. So,
Wow. Like
so,
clockwork.
yeah, it is. But yeah, I think that I think that people in the Senate and the House are are pretty against the tariffs, and they're like blocking them uh, at the moment because they're realizing that, oh fuck, we're fucked
Mm-hmm.
if we do this. But we'll see how it turns out. I think also like Trump is still doubling down on ICE and arresting immigrants and sending them to fucking prisons in uh, Venezuela and Guatemala and things,
Mm-hmm.
uh, which is fucking so cool, dude.
Yeah.
Including including legal documented immigrants that have moved here legally, um, who have been here for a long time. There was a case of one guy who was unrightfully detained, and uh, they were like, "Well, we can bring him back," and Trump was like, "No, don't do it." So they didn't. Um,
Mm-hmm.
which is so cool, dude. I love having a tyrant as a president.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Um,
It's
it's
awesome
so
how many
cool.
people love him also. That
Oh
that
yeah,
always
yeah,
makes me feel great about
yeah.
his position of power.
Oh yeah, yeah. No,
Mm-hmm.
I can't. I really hope that if a recession does happen and the stock market crashes to the point of being really 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 bad, that his mostly poor base of voters realizes that, oh, well, he's not helping us at all. But also it's more about the racism and things and bigotry that they like about him. So
Eh,
um
yeah. I mean, there are, just to give credit where credit is due to the conservatives, I guess people who are conservative, there are quite a lot of people who are interested in him for economic reasons, and I'm hoping that with him literally trashing our fucking economy, that really just teaches something, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's just funny that people go into it expecting him to make the economy good again or sorry, great again.
Yeah.
When the
Thank you.
last time, the last time he didn't do anything about it. He inherited Obama's economy, and then
Right.
when he fucked up COVID and created a much worse thing that it could have been, it destroyed the economy, and Biden had to rebuild it, and he did a good job of it. And then Trump inherited this economy, which was it was on the
Incline.
rise and
Yeah.
the incline and doing better, and inflation was going down. Uh, he's just fucking plummeting it, and it's like what the fuck. You can't say that you didn't expect this shit.
Yeah.
um but I
He
just
said
love
the thing.
seeing.
He's doing the things he said he would do. What?
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Which is, that is weird for him, because he does like back out of a lot of promises and things, but
Yeah.
um it is funny seeing a lot of millionaires and billionaires online talking about how much money they've been losing with the stock market and everything. Like Dave Portnoy, the
Mm.
Barstool Pizza guy.
Hmm.
He was very vocal about voting for Trump, and how Kamala was like the worst, was quote unquote like the worst candidate for presidency in the history of the United States of America. Um,
Mm.
which, base, man.
Yeah.
But
Plus woman.
yes,
Yeah.
and black, and
Yes.
and but he was on like screen. He's like, I've lost $7 million. Trump's tariffs are they're tariffing, and I'm losing money. And it's like, that's what you fucking get.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and then
I
also like Bryce Hall and shit. Like,
Bryce Hall is Jesus Christ. I didn't know he would be talking about fucking politics.
he was at a Trump rally.
Oh.
He was like on at the Trump brought him up on like the podium.
Is my friend Bryce Hall.
Little pimp. Uh,
um but you know, I was gonna say, I don't know if I mentioned it on here or even to you personally, but like there was a time when I was watching those Dave Portnoy pizza reviews or whatever, and I was like, okay, these are kind of entertaining, whatever. I would watch one if it appeared. I was interested in his takes on Chicago pizza for whatever reason, because hardcore New
yeah.
Yorker. And then I just kept learning terrible fucking things about the guy, and I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
This guy actually fucking sucks. I'm not gonna. I'm good. I
Yeah,
don't
he's
remember them
fucking
offhand, but
awful.
like it's more than just voting for Trump.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, he's a bad guy.
yeah.
Um and then also Charlie Kirk, who was, made popular by the Jubilee video where he had a
Oh yeah,
terrifying smile.
yeah.
Um he was down at a college
Hmm. I heard.
around here,
Yep.
and amassed a giant crowd, of which I don't know if it was supporters or people trying to clown on him. It was probably a mix of both,
Yeah.
but it was a lot of people, and I'm sure some heinous shit was said the entire time. Um, and I'm sure whatever content that he got that was, was worth it. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, fuck that guy, but
Hmm.
that's awful. Well, but uh, yeah, I think that's all I remember off the top of my head for world news.
Cool. Awesome. Always a fun segment. Um,
Yeah.
but what is an actual fun segment is something we like to do every 5 episodes. As you read in the title, as I teased earlier, we're going to be talking about the album discography of American football. And they got 3 albums, and we listened to all of them this week, wrote down some thoughts and highlights and stuff like that, and we're just gonna talk through them. So yeah. You want to go first, Colin?
Sure. Well, for like prior
Oh yeah, yeah,
uh
yeah, yeah.
like experience with them, I have none. I think you picked Never Meant for the
Mhm.
song of the week when you listen to the album. I'm sorry, spoilers.
Mhm.
But that's about the only thing that I had really experienced from them, and it's good.
Hmm.
And I was interested in listening to them after that, but I just never got to it, and now I have. So
Yeah. Yeah, and for me, I have listened to their first album. It's been like a year or so probably since I had listened to it, but like I was really into it at one point a couple years ago. And yeah, I mean, I really enjoy it, and I'll talk about it a little bit more once we get to that. But
yeah.
go ahead and take it away over there.
Oh, right. Well, we start our journey into American football in 1999 with their debut album, American Football.
Mhm.
And I said that sweet, sweet Midwest emo will always be heaven on my Midwestern emo ears. Uh, this feels like it paved the way for many bands that I love today. With that splendid, complicated guitar, those splendid, complicated guitar riffs, those super nice trumpets, and the oh so melancholy lyrics and style of singing. Um, it's such a pleasant uh, 40 or so minutes. The production is well done. It's minimal, which feels on par with the feeling of the music. But I truly love that every instrument like gets time to shine
Mhm.
across this record, and across all of them, really. Um, and has their own like feel to them. Nothing feels like out of place, but there would be something missing if anything wasn't there. Uh, the only negative I have about the record is that it's a little one note, but I don't hate it because it kind of makes it feel like one solid experience.
Mhm.
Uh, like it's kind of samey as it goes through. There's just some tracks that get lost in the fold due to that, but I don't really hate it because it just like I said, it makes it feel like a solid experience, which I really enjoy. But Midwest emo has always been close to my heart, so I just enjoy that sound a lot, and this was no exception.
Yeah.
But my favorites were Never Meant. I'll See You When We're Both Not So Emotional. I should be uh, leaving soon. Stay home. Honestly, and but the regrets are killing me. And my least favorite was For Sure, and I give it a solid 8 overall.
Cool. Cool, yeah. For American Football, 1999. I said it's been a sec since I've come back to this record. But goddamn if this isn't some of the most like relaxing music to me. I find a lot of aspects of this record to just be like therapeutic in a way. From like those light guitar tones to the subtly complex rhythms, to that motherfucking heavenly trumpet that pops in from time to time. I love that trumpet sound. And I'm happy to report it stays with the band. Oh my gosh, I really need a drink of water. I'm sorry, my throat's dying
You're
for.
good.
Okay, the audience heard a nice slurp there. I don't know if that went through Discord.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Anyways, love that trumpet. It's all ear candy to me, and I think it's done extremely well too. I remember the first time I went into this project, I was expecting something super emo, like something along the lines of like an MCR or something like that. Like I guess I just really had no familiarity of what I was getting into here. Um,
Yeah.
and while there may be like some like vocal yearning or something like that, that's like similar. Pretty much nothing else is in that same vein. This is more like taking a late night drive type of emo, and like just really cleansing the emotions and stuff like that. And I really enjoy that vibe. It is a little bit one note, like you said, but I think it does that one note very very well. And I enjoy it quite a bit. I simultaneously find it to be soothing and very pleasant to listen to. Tickles all the right senses and never really significantly falters on any track or really falters that much at all, aside from getting a little samey, like you said. But yeah, my favorites on here are Never Meant, honestly, and The Summer Ends, and my least favorite is Stay Home, just by a little bit. If I remember, I think that one just kind of dragged on a little bit for me. But overall, I would give it a light 9. I very much enjoy this record.
Nice. Very cool.
Cool.
Yes. Very, very good debut.
Very, very good debut. All right. And now we jump forward to 2016. And for those of you keeping track at home, the last album was 1999. Um, and this album is called American Football. And I start this off by saying Yeah, not gonna lie, it would have been crazy if my favorite band dropped one great record and then just didn't return for 17 years.
Yeah.
um, but coming from someone who has been completely removed from any hype or expectations for this record, I honestly think it's pretty good. All in all, I don't think it's as strong as the debut, but there's really only a couple notches below it in quality, I would say. There's a great return to the mathy rhythms and great guitar tones and all that, and the production in general is very clean. But I think that is my main issue with this project. It is very clean, but simultaneously, it's kind of lacking a little bit of character, I would say. They can't really summon their teenage angst at this time. They're all in like, I haven't done the math, probably like 30s or 40s by that point. And their specific style of music has kind of pattered away with time, just like that Midwest emo sounds. But that doesn't mean that this is bad. They actually do very well with everything, all things considered, I would say. The record never really gets boring for me, and I would even say it's another pleasant listen for the band. It's not as consistently strong, but there are a few tracks that I thought were equally as good as the first project as well. There's still good shit happening here, and it makes me really interested to see what they have with their final release after this one. My favorites were My Instincts Are the Enemy, I Need a Drink, or Two or Three, and Where Are We Now? And my least favorite was Desire Gets in the Way, and I've Been Lost for So Long. And overall, I give it a light 7.
Nice. Well,
Yeah.
all right. American Football LP2 2016. I said, what the fuck, 17-year gap? These guys are all grown up and all that. Uh, what does that say? Uh,
Couldn't tell you.
Me either. And all that. Fuck. All that growing up depressed.
Mm,
All that growing up depressed them even more,
yeah.
which is all too real. While I loved the minimalist production on the debut, they really bumped it up a few hundred notches with this one, and it sounds really damn good to me. The writing is even more sad and melancholy, with a sense of more maturity and a deeper sadness. Like I said before, that just kind of ripped at me. Uh, the instrumentals are also a lot different here too, feeling more all over the place in kind of a math rock style, which was
Mm-hmm.
present in the last one, but I've noticed it more here in places. It's not too often that a band's second album is better than the first, and I may be way into the unpopular opinion side of things on this one, but this album just hit different for me and completely and connected with me more. Uh, I'm very impressed so far with these records, and it's a really damn good album. I don't know what it was about this record. It just I listened to it more closely than the first one, but it hit me harder and connected with me more, and that's
Yeah.
hey. But my favorites were I've Been Lost for So Long, Home is Where the Heart is, Haunt is, not heart. Give me the gun. Where are we now? I need a drink or two or three, and what the fuck does that say? Uh,
Couldn't tell you again. So
it
you're
starts
crossed
with
to
a
bear.
D.
Starts with a D.
Starts with a D.
Desire Gets in
Uh,
the Way.
yep, that's the one.
Okay.
And I didn't dislike any of them, and I gave this one a decent 9.
All right.
Uh,
Wow. Yeah, it's a spicy
hey,
take, I think, from at least from what I was seeing online.
maybe, but
Maybe.
you know what? Hey,
Hey,
I'll bear that cross too.
there you go.
Uh,
Call this man
but,
Jesus. Yeah.
but yeah, and then we move on to American Football LP3 in 2019. I said this record has all the stuff that I enjoyed about the last one, with some added features, namely one from Mother, Haley Williams.
Mhm.
However, there was something about it that didn't capture me as much as the last one, or the last two even. Uh, it's weird though, because I can't really put a finger on why. There's legit nothing that I really dislike. Um, the only song that I didn't like super love was the opener. Um, it's well made, well written. The features are a nice touch. I even like the fact that a good portion of the songs are pretty long. but maybe I just need more listens to really connect with this one, because I did enjoy my time, but it just didn't have that same oomph.
Hmm.
I don't know, nowhere near bad. I'm just, I am glad that I listened to it. I just think I need another couple listens, more time with it. There was legit nothing that I disliked. It just, didn't hit that same note for some reason. Uh, but even so, my favorites were Doom in Full Bloom, Uncomfortably Numb, Heir Apparent, Life Supports, and um, Mind to Miss. And then my least favorite was Silhouettes, and I give it a light 8.
Wow. Okay. American football 2019. I start this off by saying, okay, hold up. Maybe these guys still got some pep in their step. These old guys. Um, on their third self-titled album, American Football take what feels like a natural next step for the band. Fuller arrangements with some really spacious production, and these changes lead to some of their most exciting work yet, I would say. Honestly, I was a bit blown away by the opener to this record, Silhouettes, which low-key came across as the pinnacle of their sound to me. um, like, if this record was all on the level of that one track, we'd be talking about a potential 10 here. So, you and I feel a little differently about that one. But even though that was kind of a clear high point of the album for me, there's still a lot of great stuff to love here, with a much more solid batch of tracks in general. The pacing of the tracks are very nice too, with many building to some beautiful and satisfying climaxes. We also get a few features on here, one of them being Haley Williams. That shocked me when I first read that. I had no clue before jumping into this record that she was on here. But she also did a great job and complemented that song perfectly. But just in general, I really like the overall presentation for this record. It felt like a natural progression point for this band, and I'd love to see them flesh out this sound even more if they were to release more. Um, but yeah, my favorites were Silhouettes, Doom in Full Bloom, Uncomfortably Numb, and Life Supports. And my least favorites were I Can't Feel You and Mind to Miss. And overall, I gave it a light 8.
Oh,
So, yeah, little flip flop this
yeah.
episode.
I mean, we gave it the same. We gave it the same score, but there
That's
was
true.
something. I don't know. I liked it. Trust me, I did
Yeah,
enjoy it. I just think I think I need another listen to it. I think the cat hair was getting to me. Maybe.
maybe. You gave it an
Um,
8, you hated it. No, no. No, that's
but
interesting. Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah.
For overall thoughts, because that's all they got right now. Um, Overall thoughts. I said to me, this is just like an undeniably great band. Like I wouldn't necessarily say that they're my favorite or that I'm always in the mood for their work. But this is a super solid discography. I feel like the only real misstep from the band was taking a 17-year hiatus. But who am I to say that wasn't beneficial for the group in some regard? You know, whether it be finding themselves or growing or whatever. But the songs themselves, there's not really a single bad track on any of these albums. Like there was nothing that was like, yeah, that should go in the least favorite. It was always like I mean, I guess I just didn't enjoy that one as much. It's kind of the vibe I had for a lot of it. Um, but yeah, literally everything was very easy on the ears and relaxing to take in. It is a sad type of relaxing. Like I guess I didn't realize. I forget this sometimes that I find sad stuff relaxing when it comes to
Oh, yeah.
music. Too much Radiohead intake over
Mhm.
here. But I really do find the sound very soothing throughout their stuff. I love those subtle little oddly timed grooves that they do. And I think they do an excellent job at creating that chill, melancholic vibe. So yeah, I honestly don't have much to say other than these guys have some great tunes, and I think they're it's I don't know if they're held as legends, but like at least that first album is pretty iconic, and I think they're just a really really solid group, and I'm glad that we checked them out. Um, yeah, and then my or no, you do your thing, and then I do my ranking. Yeah.
Hey. Uh, I said Midwest Emo has my heart, and these are three albums I will most definitely be dusting off on a nice rainy day or once fall or winter raise their weary heads once again. This band is this band is pretty special though. Make a banger. cult classic album disappear for 15 plus years just to reappear and make two more super well made and increasingly depressing albums.
Mm-hmm.
Songwriting is on point throughout all three albums, but the instrumentation is a real standout from the very beginning to the end. Just super infectious and groovy, but with that sad undertone that adds so much to the whole vibe of the whole thing. I don't know anything about the band outside of the music, but I'd be more than happy to experience the only version of football that matters if they were to return. But yeah, I did really enjoy these albums, and I would love to experience more and re-experience these over and over again. But
Yeah.
yeah, my album ranking is LP2, and then LP1, and then LP3, and I gave them a solid 8.
Cool. Yeah, my ranking was American football, American football, and then American football. Um, it was 1-3-2. 1-3-2 is my ranking. And overall, I gave them a light 8. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super
That was a
solid.
solid one. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad we put them on the wheel. It's kind of one of those sleeper underdogs that you don't expect from the
Yeah.
Broken Boys channel, but we're hip.
Yeah, we're cool.
Yeah.
I think another one in the similar vein that I've heard a lot of people really enjoy is modern baseball.
Yeah, I don't know how if you remember how I like label my notes, but whenever I do artist analysis, I always put a funny title before the artist, and that's what I labeled
Yeah.
this one as. I labeled them as modern baseball. I always get them fucking confused.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But I've heard a lot of people really enjoy that one. That could be another one to be added to the wheel.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Let me get confused with them more. No, I'd be done.
But yeah, very
Cool.
cool. I'd recommend listening to any of those. Really good stuff.
Yeah, yes, as would I. Um, but sick. Yeah. Well, I guess do you have anything else to add on, or can we jump into song
Yeah,
of the week?
I think we're all good to jump in.
All right. Well, I am up first this week. And if you don't mind, I know we had some differing opinions on this 7-minute song.
Oh, no.
But one of the songs that like really, I don't know, I was really engaged into this track, and I wanted to highlight it during the listening. So, I am going to go with Silhouettes by American Football. Okay, that was Silhouettes by American Football. What'd you think of that, Colin?
I think that the first time I listened to it, I was on crack or something because that song is really fucking good. I don't know. I think the runtime for it, uh, first listening to it, kind of did something to my brain to where I was like, I don't know, this is going on way too long. But honestly, it doesn't go on that too long at all. It's really good. It's really well made. I like the lyrics a lot. I was reading along. The instrumentation is just as good as it always has been. It's I think I'd like to publicly apologize for my opinion.
Okay.
But yeah, that's it. It's a great fucking song.
That happened to me with the Linkin Park artist analysis. I'm forgetting the name of the song right now, but there was one you really liked that I had in my least favorites, and then we listened
Yeah.
to it for Song of the Week, and I was like, hold up. Anyways, I hated this song this time around. No. No. This is a great track. I agree with what you were saying, the instrumentation and all that. I think the production is like stellar on this. Like it just like I don't know, it's one of those things that can just kind of like transport me. I love the whole atmosphere that they build with, the bells instrument in there, as well as the guitar tones, and the vocals are very good too. It reminds me a little bit of like Death Cab for Cutie, at least what I've heard from
Mm.
Death Cab for Cutie, but like in an even more spacious way. Oh, and the bass line throughout that whole thing too is like so fucking good. Like that's the thing that immediately caught my ear. Like it's just ear candy. I don't know. I really love how that track is produced and how it progresses and everything. So yeah, I really loved that one. But what are you feeling for
I
this
see
week?
why now.
Yeah.
Well, one of your least favorites on the second album was my favorite on that
Okay.
album. So I'm gonna go with "I've Been Lost for So Long" by American Football.
All right.
I can't believe I Life is happening to me.
All right, that was "I've Been Lost for So Long" by American Football. What'd you think, Mike?
Well, for a moment there, we were 1-1 with songs that were, in someone's least favorite, but then they turned around on. But now I'm back down 2-1. Um,
Let's go.
I do like that song quite a bit though. That was good. I do like those like when it like goes into like that polyrhythm type stuff going on where it's getting all funky with the time and all that the rhythms.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the artist analysis stuff, a lot of times it's hard for me to focus on lyrics when I have many albums to do in a week. It's like I can only give so much brain power, so a lot of time it's usually about the sound of it. But I did appreciate that song more with looking at the lyrics as well. There's some really nice lines in there that are a little relatable. One may say. But yeah, I think it's a really good track. I still think I'm not in love with the production on it. I think that's the main reason I put it in my least favorite. But who cares? That's nerdy shit. It's a well written song, and I think it's performed really well too. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, what really made me like that song so much was the lyrics on it. That's what I paid attention. That's what I usually pay attention to most when it comes to artist analysis.
Mm,
Um, and that's just what I like to. Lyrics are what really helps me connect to music. I
yeah.
love the instrumentation, obviously, and this song is I like it a lot. I like the drums
Yeah.
on it, and the guitar lines, but the lyrics are like really all too relatable.
Mm,
When it comes to like, if you find me, could you please remind me why I should wake up tomorrow?
right. Yeah.
I can't believe my life is happening to me. Like,
Yeah.
like
Those are
all
the
that
same
shit.
ones that spoke to me. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's just it's depressing Midwest emo, but it's done in a way that's like, yeah, I don't know. It just really connects and it's really well done,
Yeah.
and that's the song that really stuck out to me throughout this whole discography, to be honest. So,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Sick. Awesome. Well, unless you got anything else to add, we can probably just jump into this little outro segment that we do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you're listening on streaming services, thank you very much. We appreciate it, and in fact, I'd even say we love you to death. But you can even come. You you can come on over.
You can come.
I'm sure you can if you're over the age of 18. And you can come on over to YouTube. We're under the same name, BrokeN Boys, capital N Bois. And over there, you can see our lovely, beautiful profile pictures, both of two characters staring at you with two different intentions.
Yeah.
And mine has The Last of Us around it too, a
Yeah,
little
that's
fungus. And when I click into the Discord view like this, oh my god, it even moves when I talk. Look at that. It looks like it's waving. That's sick. Um, but also over on YouTube, you can see links. We have a whole bunch of links in the description that may be of use to you, dear listener. For instance, we that little segment we just did. If you're like, man, I want to listen to those songs, but I have no idea where to find them, you can skip the whole process of finding it on your own, and you can come on over to our playlists that we have linked down in the description. We got 3 playlists down there. We got one for myself and one for Colin over here, as well as both of us combined. And in those playlists, you can find both of those American football songs. One was called Silhouettes, and Colin's was called I've Been Lost for So Long. Those are both in there. You can go find them along with Never Meant, which I chose a while ago. I think it's actually pretty appropriate that we chose one from each album because, like I said, I don't really think they have a bad thing in their discography. They're very, very consistent and even, I would say. So that's kudos to us, I guess. But yeah. Also down there we got links to some personal stuff for me. Working on music. Well, have worked on music and doing other various stuff at the moment that is still related, but soon. And you can you can check out your plaintive lore to get caught up on The Plaintive Lore. Down there, I got an album out called Coping Mechanism. Feel free to give it some love if you wish, and you should wish.
You should.
Yeah. And I also have some other stuff down there. I have an album of the year page where I rate and review music, as well as an Instagram where I do Instagram stuff, YouTube where I post some piano covers and stuff, and maybe other things soon. And yeah, oh my god, jeez, nope, album of the year. I said, who am I? What do I do? What else do I have down there? I TikTok. I don't do that anymore, but it's still there. I don't know.
I?
What'd you say? Oh, who am I? Yeah. Yeah, that's good enough. And in terms of my relation to you, dear viewer, pretty simple. That first album cover is very iconic from American football, and I'm on top of that house somewhere in Urbana, Illinois, probably. That's where they're from. So
Oh shit.
that's me.
Not too far.
Not too far. Don't dox. And yeah, I'm on that house, looking out longingly for our dear viewer, listening to American football in my headphones. And yeah, Colin over here, he runs our socials. He runs our socials, such as Twitter, which is what the platform is currently known as, where he updates when on, oh my god, when he updates on videos and when they're posted. He also runs our Instagram page as well as our TikTok page, which are both linked down there, and you can see funny little clips of us being two funny dudes. And you should do that. You should click those and support those. And you should also support his personal stuff too. He's got a letterbox where he rates and reviews movies. You got something from Minecraft up there?
I do. It's short and sweet to the point. I've been thinking of editing it, but I think that it speaks for itself.
Nice. But go check that out. Did you watch anything else this week? I've been forgetting right now.
No movies, no, just shows.
Okay. Yeah. So go check out that. Give it some love. Short and sweet. Shout out Sabrina. And he also has an album of the year page where he rates and reviews music as well. And yeah, what is your relation to our dear viewer, Colin?
Well, it's I'm either picking a house or a desolate open field. It seems. So I'll be walking into the house on LP2. Just I'm coming out because I'm looking for you. I don't know where you are. Because I've been looking all over the house and just you're not there. So I'm gonna walk out with our dear viewer, who's also a roommate in the house, and we're gonna yell your name and with your headphones, and you're not gonna hear, but you're gonna see us, and you go, "Hey guys!" And we'll look up and be like, "What the fuck are you doing up there? That's dangerous. That's a house you're on top of." You seem to get yourself into a lot of predicaments within these segments where you're on top of things and we're scared for your safety.
It's the burden of going first. I need somewhere high to go.
You gotta take the high road.
Yeah.
But
I know you're
gonna
going low. Yep.
Yeah. But you're gonna have to come down from there. We're gonna tell you get on down. And we'll be like, well, what were you listening to up there? And you'll be like, what do you think I was listening to? Where do you think we are right now? And we're, oh my god, and then we're all gonna just listen to American football together. We're all gonna have a good time, and after we're done crying and just crying.
Whoa.
Crying and just experiencing the melancholy attitude of the albums. We're just gonna get all up and have a nice group hug to console one another, with the viewer in the middle, me in front, and you behind, Mike, and we're gonna just embrace, and I'm gonna look over their shoulder at you, and I'm gonna say, honestly, The regrets are gonna kill me if I don't kiss you for sure right now, and I'm gonna kiss you right in the mouth, and you're gonna kiss me back in a very passionate way because those were all names of
Hmm.
songs
For
by
sure.
American football.
Yeah.
And this embrace is what we like to call the love cage. And if you would like your very own love cage, dear viewer, all you must do is drop your address in the comments below. And we will find you. You won't know when, you won't know where, but we will find you and give you your very own love cage. So
Damn
drop
straight.
that addy.
I think we should make it clear that we do not sleep with fans. He
No,
is
no, no, no.
or he or she is just a roommate. Just a roommate.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Or that.
Yeah.
Of
Or them. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for covering the bases.
course.
Yeah. Well, thanks for listening to our American football discourse. If you made it this far, appreciate you. Love you.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next week for
We'll
something.
see.
Bracket of
Yeah, for a
something.
bracket. Bye bye.
Bye bye.